Chris Ray didn't see this one coming.
That makes me ask myself the question, what the hell are you hiding?
During a House hearing, the congressman asked simple questions that exposed major inconsistencies in the FBI's January 6th investigation, and then played a clip that left Ray completely speechless.
I want to turn my attention now to this fella, this character, Mr. Ray Epps. He was encouraging people the night prior and the day of to go into the Capitol. Play the clip, please.
And today, we're covering it all. By the way, we just launched this channel, and we're going to focus solely on debates. So if you believe truth isn't partisan, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump right into it.
This character, Mr. Ray Epps, we've all heard of him. We've heard of Mr. Ray Epps. He was number 16 on your FBI most wanted list. He was encouraging people the night prior and the day of to go into the Capitol. And Mr. Ray Epps can be seen at the first breach of Capitol grounds at approximately 12:50 p.m. Play the clip, please.
We need to go into the Capitol.
Into the Capitol.
Into the Capitol. What? We are going to the Capitol, where our problems are. It's that direction. Please spread the word.
All right, noted. Okay, but one more thing.
Yeah, so can we go up there? No?
When we go in,
Are we going to get arrested if we
leave
go
this
up there?
here. You don't need to get
Just
shot.
arrest us.
There he is, breaching the line, going in at the first breach into the Capitol grounds, the restricted area.
For context, this hearing was after the January 6th committee released its final report. And by that point, people were already spotting major gaps in the official narrative. Even Press Watch, a left-leaning outlet, published an article titled, "The Story No One Wants to Touch: Why the Capitol Police Enabled January 6th, where the author wrote, "There were countless law enforcement failures that day, far too many to be a coincidence." The Washington Post also ran an analysis showing that most January 6 defendants were not a part of the far-right groups or premeditated conspiracies to attack the Capitol. That growing list of contradictions is what pushed the House Judiciary Committee to bring in the FBI director for answers. And here's the key detail. At the time of the hearing, Ray Epps, whom we've just seen the video, hadn't even been arrested. That alone led Troy to raise the question directly.
Mr. Ray, you have arrested hundreds of people related to January 6th. And there have been people arrested for breaching Capitol grounds. Couey Griffin is an example. Rachel Genko is an example. And then we go to Mr. Brandon Streka. Brandon was arrested for disorderly and disruptive conduct, which included yelling, I quote, "Go, go, go," as rioters tried to empty the Capitol. These three never went into the Capitol. They never assaulted anyone. So let's be honest with each other. There is very little difference between the actions of Ray Epps and Brandon Streka that day, but yet Streka was arrested and Epps wasn't. Epps also testified to the January 6th committee. He was back at his hotel when video evidence showed that he wasn't. He lied. He was on the Capitol grounds just as Brandon Streka was. Epps even texted his nephew at 2:12 p.m. and said, I quote, "I was in the front with a few others. It was on the video. I also orchestrated it."
Yet, despite everything Tony mentioned, Ray Epps ended up with just a year of probation, in addition to being ordered to pay a $25 special assessment and a $500 in restitution. Now, we're not here to speculate, but that outcome raises serious questions, especially when so many others received harsher sentences for doing far less that day. Couple this with the fact that we now have an Inspector General report that revealed 26 confidential human sources from the FBI were in Washington, D.C. on January 6th, of whom 4 entered the Capitol, 13 entered the restricted area around it. Troy was sure to point out that to Director Ray, and needless to say, he didn't hold back. But before we play that, a quick reminder. We just launched our merch store. It's amazing, you're gonna love it, and every purchase helps us continue bringing you the stories that the media tries to bury. So make sure you go check it out. Now back to the video.
Now look into the camera, sir, when you answer my next question. Are you going to arrest Mr. Epps, yes or no?
I'm not going to engage here in a discussion about individual people who are or are not going to be prosecuted.
Can I get a commitment? You just watched the video. I'm an old law dog. I understand a little bit about probable cause. He did very little. There was very little difference what he did and Mr. Streka. You can see him. He's encouraging, I almost think he's inciting a riot. He's encouraging people the night prior to go into the Capitol, the day of, go into the Capitol, and he was at the first breach, and he breached the restricted area. Everybody, a lot of people getting arrested for not going into the Capitol, but they're in the restricted area, but yet, Ray Epps, who many people feel, fed, right? And there's a lot of clout over this. So my point is this. You arrested a lot of folks for unlawful activity. You just saw the video, and I will tell you, Mr. Ray, if you don't arrest Mr. Epps, there's a reason behind it. I believe you know what it is, and it appears to me you are protecting this guy. I strongly recommend you get your house back in order. With that, I yield back.
The reason this hearing was so important is that even years after January 6th, there's a ton of conspiracy theories floating around, and the government has no one to blame but itself. Just take a look at the pipe bomber story. A few days ago, Blaze Media alleged to have identified the subject, but it turned out to be the incorrect person. The attorney of the woman they identified issues a statement calling their claims shameful allegations that are recklessly false, absurd, and defamatory. Even Dan Bongino had to step in and clarify, saying some reporting about prior persons of interest is grossly inaccurate and serves only to mislead the public. From there, Troy decided to ask about the FBI requiring so many resources when it comes to this investigation. Yet glaring inconsistencies keep piling up, delivering a takedown for the ages.
It's quite clear, it is clear that you guys are dealing with some of the sickest in our society. I have an article here from CNN in January 2022 calling the January 6th investigation the biggest investigation in FBI history. And what shocks me about this, quite honestly, is that you don't mention January 6th. Again, the biggest investigation, not one time in your 14-page testimony. You don't mention it one time. And that makes me ask myself the question, what the hell are you hiding? So now let's get into the money, Mr. Ray. How much taxpayer money has been spent on January 6th?
I don't know that I have the figure
you don't have
in
it?
my
Okay,
head,
fine.
but
Mr. Ray, I got an article here, December 22, 2022, 2 years after the events of January 6th, and it says the Justice Department has requested another $34 million from Congress. And number one, you shouldn't get another dime. The FBI shouldn't get another dime for this political witch hunt against the greatest president in my lifetime, Donald J. Trump.
I mean, those are fair points. And when it comes to how much taxpayer money has actually been poured into these investigations, there still aren't solid figures. Most estimates place the total somewhere between tens of millions of dollars. Yet we have almost nothing to show for it. You'd expect with that kind of spending to produce clear answers. But instead, we're left with an informative void and a list of questions that no one seems willing to address. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this story. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, keep thinking.